What is going on, guys? This is Versus All Gaming with my review of Tokyo Ravens episode 23. And this episode, I just gotta say, even though it was like really freaking good, the animation, it was just so beautiful. Especially the way that they were like casting the spells. It's like they updated the animation just for that part. And not only that, like later on in the episode, when we like focused on Kyoko for a bit, and we saw her, reading the stars. That part right there, that was also, very beautiful. I definitely enjoyed that. I don't know what made them, stir up the animation, but I am glad that they did that. So the episode kind of starts off with them, backtracking a bit, and we actually focus on Tenma here for the first half of it. And so we see now that he actually went home, and when he went there, he had a guest waiting for him. It was Suzu. And I was definitely surprised to see her there, but the way that she was talking to him, I definitely felt bad for the guy because she was putting him so freaking down. I definitely felt horrible for him. So basically, because everybody, watching everybody like Harutora, Natsume, Tojo, like Toji, Suzuka, everybody except for him. He basically able to walk in there into the agency with no problem at all, and we see that he was actually doing that because at first he had pretended to be somebody's brother, and then he asked around for the location of the research facility, and everybody was just helping him out with no problem at all, and they just had no reason to like check on him. I was just like really surprised to see that he's able to go in there so easily. Because we see that our other characters, they have to be so crafty and sneaky to get in there, but he just walked in like it's nothing for him. And so eventually, when he actually goes there into the research facility, we see that he comes across, this trick spider that his parents actually made, and for some reason there were only two made in existence. And I believe, well, it's obvious, but the person that they had went to was Daisen. And so we get the flashback of of Tenma with his parents, and he looks just like his mother, like no question. He gets the parents from his mother's side, but his father, like he actually he was like so exhausted that he basically looked dead. But we see that like his mother, she was like mocking Daisen, and she basically promised these spiders to him. But I do wonder why did only two exist. But basically, he had to go into this one part of the research part to basically destroy their cornerstone, because this is the job that Suzu gave to him. And so eventually we kind of catch up to the present time where Otomo and Doma, they're attacking, and we see that when Doma and Ghost were invading the building, everybody had left except for Tenma. He was still there because he had a job to do, and he noticed that there was a barrier around a place where he needed to get into. And so now he was thinking about how he should do this, but he basically, kind of killed himself in a sense, as he made himself invisible, and that right there allowed him to like slip through the barrier. And I gotta say, his character, it got some, well, his character overall, it got some development overall, because we see that, he called himself boring, dull, and basically, he's not that good. But he definitely had what it takes to be a good mage besides the talent. Like Tenma's character, it is getting there, and I'm glad to see that he didn't betray anybody like some people actually thought that he might do. But once he made it in, we see now that he had went to where the Ravencoat was, and he was the one that had actually cut the rope that was like keeping it in the cage. And we see now with the coat free, everybody was like sensing that, and clearly they knew that it wasn't Ultimo or Dairenji, and they knew that it wasn't Haruto or friends. But the one thing that they did not calculate, it was like including Tenma in that picture, because he was the one that had basically saved the day here. And so we see now that when the Ravencoat was gonna go to Harutora, we see that it actually picks up Tenma, which surprised me because I thought that it might leave him there, and it actually took him out of the building. But we see now that when Toji had broke in, and thanks to Suzuka's help, they were able to rescue Haruto and take him out. And we see now at the back entrance where Suzuka and Kyoko were like waiting for them, we see that that Doma's ghost, they were also going after them, which like really surprised me. I'm guessing that his ghost cannot tell friend from foe, because even Doma himself said they had allies that were like working towards similar goals. So I was surprised to see that they were like actually attacking this ghost. But we see Toji here actually break the second seal, and in that armor form of his, where he looks so badass, he actually took out all of those ghosts, and that's how they managed to break out. But now we have Shido here, who actually appeared before them, and right before he can attack the Ravencoat, because Tenma and the Ravencoat, they have broke through this window. We see now that it's Harutora, real father, I guess you can say, he had this like counter spell that had basically surrounded Shido in a shadow, so that he really couldn't do much. And once that spell had faded off, we see now that everybody had left. And so one thing I gotta point out, it was the fight with Miyachi and Doma. And personally, Miyachi is not impressing me. He seems very basic, and even Doma called him boring. I will say that he had the skill, because him and Doma are being an equal. But I think it's like mainly because Doma does not want him to get away from him. And even Doma said he was like very easy to attack from behind. But I feel like Koyoko's father here, he kind of hyped up Miyachi, and he's not really living up to that hype. But now we have the fight here between Reiji and Ultimo, and their fight, now that was freaking amazing. Like the animation on that fight, oh my god, it was so freaking beautiful. And so we have Reiji here, who basically tried to copy one of Ultimo's spells, and he easily, maybe just familiar here, take the spell. And we see now that when Reiji here basically brings out these new spells, Ultimo, had like perfect counters toward them, and he easily overpowered him. It was like Ultimo could not waste time, so he just wanted to get this fight like over with as quickly as possible, and he did that. Ultimo, he has so many freaking spells. It's like he had a counter for everything. And even after the fight, we see that like Reiji wasn't going to give up, as he had like this barrier around him, but Ultimo was able to easily break through that. And not only that, he had also released the curse that he placed on Reiji early in the series. And I'm not really sure what this spell did, because it looked like that it affected his eyes, but we see that when he like glares at Ultimo, his eyes are fine. So I'm not really sure, like what was the point of that. And we actually see that Daisen, who I thought was like killed off, he's actually still alive, because we see now that he being breaking out. Now the question is, now that he's free, what is he gonna do? Because from the way that they showed him smiling, it seems like he would plan on this to happen. So I'm not really sure what's going on right there. And we see now when Koyoko's father had arrived, now we see that he also had counted on this, or he knew that this could happen. But now I'm gonna focus here on our main characters, and we see now that they're like far away from the agency, and we have Tenma telling Harutora that Suzu actually wants to help him do this ritual to bring back Natsume. It seems that she knows everything. And so now she was saying that Harutora does not need to fear the Ravencoat. He should accept it, and if he plans on doing this ritual on his own, then she'll help him. And I found it to be very interesting. But we have Suzuka saying that he did not know if he can trust her or not, and that is true. Suzu could be planning something, but I feel like she can't be trusted. Even though she was working with Doma, we see now that he's not a good guy, or at least he working with Ultimo, and so maybe she's not that bad. Like maybe these characters that were believed to be evil or could be evil, we actually turn out that they're good, and the evil ones are people that actually should be good. And I do feel bad for Takiko, because it's like her familiar and people that she like working with, they're kind of like keeping her in the shadows while they're doing all this shady stuff. But we see now that my boy Genchiro, he actually overheard them. He was actually planning on stopping them, because he knew that he cannot let them do this forbidden magic. And then we have Ultimo appearing as well, and we see that Genchiro here, he was trying to reach out to Harutora and tell him that forbidden magic, even though the payoff can be great, but if he loses this, then it'll like gnaw at him. And I believe he said that it can like destroy his heart. I believe he did something around those lines. I'm not really sure. But eventually we have Koyoko, who have been like developing this like trained power in the recent episodes, and we now see what it is because we see that she collapses, and it's kind of like her body. I mean, kind of like her spirit leaves her body, and so basically, you know, she has the power now where she can like read the stars. And we see that, you know, we have like these sparkles, I guess you could say, or, you know, like stars above people's heads. But for some reason, if you look at Toji's, it was like his were clouded. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to mean. Like maybe because of the ogre that his stars are cloudy. I'm not really sure. But we see now that, you know, around her, she sees all these like different worlds, and eventually she can actually see Natsume's stars. And we learn that, you know, Natsume is like waiting for Harutora, and we see that like Jinchiro and Ultimo, they are both taken back, and they are like shocked by this. And so now we have Ultimo, who will eventually, you know, gonna stay behind and not really do anything. He is now going to fight Jinchiro so that they can go and bring back Natsume. So this right here, it is like really interesting. I was definitely shocked to see that, you know, this kind of power. Like, did with the power she was awakening. Cause I thought maybe it would be like something that would like show the dark in people's hearts or something. I'm not really sure. But star reading, especially on this scale, it was definitely interesting. And so now we have Ultimo and Jen who are about to fight, while Tenma, he's staying behind to watch over Koyoko, who passed out after she like read the stars and told Harutora to go after her. So that right there was like a very awesome, and the episode overall, it was pretty freaking amazing. I am sad that the series is coming to an end next week, but this right here is shaping up to be one incredible final episode. So as always, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe, because that really helps me out. And you guys take it easy. I will see you all next time.